The reason why I don't want to get married. The reason why I don't want to get married, humans, is because it's like this. If you can see that man on the screen, he's called patient. He is called patient. If you cannot see the difference in him and to in that image and to the other images of the false churches, then you are, you know, you are just a man. The reason why I don't want to get married because it's like a spirit in the flesh being choked to another higher up in the flesh. That body of him was in the beginning. I was seated in here. This is where, if you can see that, that is where, you can see the mouse. That is where I was seated in him, you know. And my other spirit of Raphael was sitting here, which is fire. Fire was here, and in here was my father. Spirit of my father was a frequent in those time of Joshua. Joshua. Say Joshua. Because this is this image is smiling. For it is alive. That image is alive. Even this here, it is alive. You can see that rays around it, it's alive. And that in here is alive. Why, humans? Because this is made by John. This is made by John. A reason why a spirit like me does not like to get married to another, because this is where I'm being choked daily. In here, that is what I feel in my chest daily because this is where my heart is. It is not of the worldly like being choked on the no. This is where spirits and spirits gets choked daily because that is where we pay sins. And who is receiving all that? I am the one who received all that. Why? Because I'm a spirit of a woman, the only woman of the seventh. This is what I feel, humans. This is what you can't understand every day when I am blasphemed. That is the race that I feel around my chest every time you make me name calling me. It is I who receive all this because I don't let my king to receive all that, because if he receive all that, that's when you'll all die. Why? Because he is the name protected. All that name is written in him. He is the first word and I am the O word. Meaning I don't get touched with anything. From 0 to 1, this is the number 1, and then followed by the prophets. And then followed by the saints. And then followed by the what you called apostles. This end. In the beginning, you called it apostles. They were saint. They were sent because they died. They were saint because when I spread my light to them like fire, it was seated in here. It was seated in their left. Even him, that image is looking at me, that image is alive. There's a spirit in that image because it is not made by man, it is made by John. That when I looked at one image, that becomes alive. As a spirit of John, fire of undying love. This is where it was seated like a candle, weak like that, a questioner like that. It is the spirit of the Father, like a questions. until I am here. Until I am here on that corner of it. There where you can see the mouse. And here is my Father sitting in me as His name in here. While in the beginning I was seated in here in Joshua's body. While Father's frequency was here. This is what you don't understand. Inside that is a Holy Spirit of the Yahweh. Yahweh, humans means Satan. The meaning of Yahweh, Y-H, H is A. W-S can be turned as M. H another A, Yahweh. It can be an I. Because if you turn the H the other way, it is like I. This is what I feel every time you blaspheme me. That race. When something he and I does, I receive all this burning on my chest. Only I knew, humans. Only I knew. There is why the day, yesterday was 2,000 years ago since the day he finished his vow as celibate, or what you call no women. So he and Mary Magdalene was a friends. Because I was celibate the day I was born. For the body to be resurrected. To be resurrected, raised up to heaven. That is what I feel, humans, in my chest daily. You see that turn? That is what I feel. And it is an unexplainable feeling that you don't know. Because you are just mortal that don't know what it's like to be spirit in the flesh. Yet here you are claiming to be Messiah.